Are you struggling to encapsulate a C struct with an array of pointers in Perl 6? You're not alone. This is a common challenge for many developers. Today, we're going to break it down and find a solution together. I totally get how frustrating it can be when you're trying to bridge C code with Perl 6 and things just don't seem to work. Many developers face this issue, especially when dealing with complex data structures. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user asked, how can I encapsulate a C struct that contains an array of pointers to other structs in Perl 6? This is a tricky situation, but don't worry, we'll tackle it step by step. To understand the issue, let's look at the C code. We have a struct called foo and another struct called bar that contains an array of pointers to foo. The challenge is how to represent this in Perl 6 using NativeCall. Stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear solution to encapsulate your C struct in Perl 6, and I promise it will be worth your time. To encapsulate the C struct with an array of pointers in Perl 6, the user should first define the struct for the individual elements. This is done by creating a class for the struct foo. Next, the user needs to define the struct that contains the array of pointers. Instead of creating separate attributes for each pointer, the user can use a more dynamic approach. Now the user should initialize the array of pointers in the bar struct. This can be done by creating a method to populate the array with instances of foo. Finally, the user can access the elements of the array of pointers in the bar struct. This allows for manipulation and retrieval of the data stored in the foo structs. However, this approach is not ideal. We need a way to represent an array of pointers without manually defining each one. This is where the challenge lies. Fun fact, did you know that the concept of arrays in programming dates back to the early days of computing? It's fascinating how far we've come. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach provided by a user involves creating a C function to allocate a struct bar on the heap. This function initializes an array of pointers to struct foo using malloc for memory allocation. The Perl 6 side defines the struct bar with pointer attributes for each foo element, allowing access to the data. Here's a hint. Consider using a combination of NativeCall and custom methods to manage your array of pointers. This could be the key to solving your problem. And there you have it. With the right approach, you can encapsulate your C struct with an array of pointers in Perl 6. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.